Here's another video on Safari, the main browser in the iPad, and in iOS 7, in a new tab, you're confronted with icons like this. These are your favorites. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to understand what these icons mean and how to disable them. Let's get started. Just open Safari, and if you open a new tab, so it means tap the plus and that'll open a new tab, and the new tab has icons which are pages that you've previously visited, and those icons are in fact your favorites. So if you've saved a website to your favorites, they're going to appear here as permanent bookmarks. They're in the same order as my favorites in bookmarks. So if I go into bookmarks and into the favorites, and you can see I am in the favorites. The first favorite is a site called Aviso blog. There it is there. Then the next one, Catalyst login. So it follows partner. And they look like they're in no particular order, and the only order they're in is the order that I've added them as I've found them in favourite. So if I was to go to a new website, and let's just pick a website and show you. So let's go to the 9 News. So go to a website, and I want to add this one to the favourites. I hit the sharing button, add it to bookmark, and make sure that I've got the location as the favourites. And the favourites is just a folder in your iPad that has all of those websites linked together. So I have to make sure you're in the favourites, so I can go into another folder that I've created. But they're going into the favourites, which has got a little star in it. I can rename it. I'll just keep the same one. That's the name of the bookmark, and hit save. And then go back and look in bookmarks, in the favourites, and go down the very bottom. The last site I added, the 9MSN homepage, is the last bookmark. So go to a new tab and go to the bottom of all the favourites. There will be the site that I just added. Now you can open these web pages directly from this new tab, but to me it's terribly ugly. Not all of the websites have icons. Some are greyed out, some have the same Safari icon in a different colour, and I would like to remove them so that when I go to new tab, there's just nothing there. It's blank. If I wanted to go to one of these favourites, then I would go through the bookmarks. If I want to remove these favourites from new tabs, then I have to remove them from the favourites in the bookmarks. And the only way I can do that is by placing them in a different position. So if I go into bookmarks and tap that to go back to the bookmarks at the root level, what I need to do is put all the favourites into their own folder. So I'll create a new folder and call it My Favourites, just so it's not called Favourites, because anything called Favourites is going to end up as an icon. Call it My Favourites and have it in the bookmarks, and done. So now I have a new folder there, and then anything that is in my favourites, I need to go back and open each page and save it into the My Favourites folder. So what you can't do is take one and drag it in. I'm doing a long press on that and nothing will happen. I can move them around. I can reorder them. And that's about all I can do. So to delete them, I need to go into the favourites and tap each one by one. So this is opening the website Aviso blog. And then I have to hit the sharing button, add it as a bookmark, navigate to the My Favourites folder, My Favourites, and save it in there. Then when I go into bookmarks and add a favourites into the My Favourites, it's in there. Now, you have to do this one by one, and you only have to do it once. Once I go to the next favourite, so go back into favourites and tap Catalyst, which is the next favourite, and go to the share, add to the bookmark. It will be in that same folder, so you don't have to keep navigating to the same folder every time. Save that one. What I can do now is delete those from the favourites folder. Tap the edit and delete the two of them. And remember, these were the first two, so that when I go into a new tab, they're no longer at the top here. They've been moved out. So let's come back when I have removed them all. So I'm at my last bookmark to delete. So you can delete bookmarks by going to the edit and tapping that red circle and tapping delete, but the quicker way is to swipe right to left, and that brings up the delete button, so I can delete that bookmark. So I have nothing left in that favourites folder. If I go back to bookmarks and into my favourites folder, there's all my favourites, and in doing this process it just gave me a chance to clear out all the favourites, and some things just aren't my favourites anymore. Now if I go to a new tab, there's nothing there, which is what I set out to achieve. So every time you want to go to a new tab, it's just a blank screen. If you want to go to one of your favourites, then you could go back in and navigate to the My Favourites folder. Of course, if you delete your favourites, then when you go back into settings, and there is a Safari setting, if I show the favourites bar, nothing will show up because I have nothing in the favourites folder. I've removed them all and put them into another folder called My Favourites. So you can see the blank, there's the favourites bar there. There's nothing there because I'm not putting anything in the favourites folder. You can't have it both ways. So go back in and turn that off. Don't show the favourites bar. So if I select the My Favourites folder, try a new tab, they all come back. So anything you nominate as a favourites folder in the settings is going to appear on the new tab page. I go back into settings, and back into favourites and select the favourites. I don't want anything to appear there. So if I then go back into Safari, into a new tab, nothing's there because you can see the new page. The new page here is called Favourites. These are called Untitled because I haven't linked the favourites in the settings to any live folder. Safari Favourites is linked to Favourites, and at the moment there's nothing in there. I hope that's been some help. Bye for now.